You are who you hang around. I want y'all to really understand you are the average of the 5 people you hang around the most. If you hang around with 5 bums, you become the 6th bum. If you hang around with 5 successful or 5 millionaires, you will more than likely be the 6th millionaire. The more successful people and the more like-minded individuals you surround yourself with, the more higher possibility, higher chance you have at actually achieving success. So what's going on, y'all? Welcome back to more Melanin Kane. I got a special guest with me today, right? And I hope once again y'all liking this POV. Something new I'm testing here on this channel. So if you do like it, let me know down below in the comment section. Hit the like button, subscribe for the YouTube algorithm. All right, road to 10K subscribers. All right, we just hit 1K, so thank y'all. Thank everybody for commenting and enjoying the videos, right? So the special guest, I have Best Goat 3, one of my business partners, and me and him actually launched our business together back in, like, what was it, 2022 or something? Yeah, 2022, right? So quick little background, bro. Like, let them know about yourself and what it is that you do.
Yo, what's up, y'all? My name is Carl Yombum. I go by Best Goat 3 on every platform except for YouTube, which is Best Goat with 2 S's and no 3. And I am a coach. I coach individuals on how to basically start and scale a TikTok shop affiliate, or as a TikTok shop seller, which is like pretty much the new form of e-commerce and selling products online. So, and I've been doing that for the last 2 years.
All right, y'all, so I just switched the positioning just in case y'all couldn't hear him. But yeah, so essentially he does TikTok shop, he does e-commerce, and this is my business partner. Now, me and him literally met up in high school. Like, we was in high school. I remember he came up to me. Do you remember what you came up to me for?
Yeah, for YouTube advice.
For YouTube advice. He came up to me for YouTube advice. He was like, yo, like, I'm trying to blow up my YouTube channel at the time. I was the kid in school who was doing YouTube. So, you know, I had, you know, a few thousand subscribers on YouTube from my other account, my main account. And I was doing pranks, vlogs, challenges, and stuff like that. And I was really the only person that, you know, I was really on their stuff when it comes to that. And I was, you know, a couple grades above Carl. He started, I was a junior, he was a freshman. And he like, yo, I'm trying to get, you know, put on with the YouTube game. So he started posting content. I was showing him little by little how to do that, and he took it to the next level. He started going crazy with his YouTube channel. He started making theme pages. Actually, he was making theme pages, you know, learning his own strategies and stuff, like making theme pages, so faceless accounts or basketball accounts, and he would make short form content for basketball. Right, so theme page for basketball, he was selling them, using them to monetize. So we really went crazy, making not any significant amount of money, but making enough money where I would say is decent for that age, especially, right, for 15, 16 years old or so. And me and him, so I never really knew he was really on anything, really, because I remember at the time he came up to me, I taught him what to do, and then I remember like less than a month go by or so, right, he came up to me and asked me, when does he start making $1 million, right? Him and his friend came up to me, and I'm like, this guy is not serious, because I'm like, yo, I understand what it takes to truly achieve success. I understand what it takes to really be able to get to these next levels, and I'm not striving to make no $1 million a month right now. Like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, this man talking about that. And then when I told him that, you know, it wouldn't be anytime soon, next I know is his YouTube channel like ceased to exist. Like, there was no more content being produced. He later on explained to me why, like years later, right? But I thought, this not a guy who's serious, So long story short, I didn't really take him serious because I used that to gauge his personality. And but it was other things that was going on, right? So fast forward, we went to something called the Ghana Fest. Now, I don't know if you want to tell this part of the Ghana Fest, what happened at the Ghana Fest, right? You can tell your perspective. And this all ties back to networking, y'all. So we're gonna make it make sense, all right? So let them know, and from your perspective, what happened at that event.
Yeah, so yeah, Ghana Fest. I was actually, I'm not from Ghana, he's from Ghana, but my best friend, he's also from Ghana. So I followed him to the event, which was an African event, mostly Ghanaians. And then, yeah, we went there having a good time, you know, just walking around, meeting some people, eating some food. And then we ran into you. And then we just started talking about stuff. You were telling me about how you were in real estate. And then I was telling you how I started doing e-commerce, and like, you know, it's kind of doing good for me. And yeah, we just, from that point, like, The thing is, I didn't know you had tried e-commerce before. Like, I thought you was just doing YouTube. And for me, coming to realize that you had, tried other stuff like e-commerce and like now you're doing real estate, that just sparked the interest. I'm like, oh, that's what's up. Like, let's connect. And we exchanged numbers, and then pretty much everything was history.
Yes, and I want to touch on that too. So I remember, man, like as soon as I connected with him at that event, because I had been striving for a lot of different things. Nothing was really sticking where I could fully just go all in and be a full-time business owner / entrepreneur. I've had some side hustles that took off, made $1,000 in a week or so, and I'm just like, okay, cool, and then it just goes away, right? So it's like a lot of trial and error. I need the one thing that was going to stick, and I'm like, okay, if I had at least one person that had the same mentality as me, the same work ethic as me, and was actually dedicated towards the craft and actually perfecting everything and getting better and better, there's absolutely no way we won't win together. There's, without a shadow of a doubt, that's right hand of God. I knew that. That's all that one thing I needed. I'm like, 2 brains is better than 1. If I know I'm intelligent, I have my brain, I'm doing X, Y, and Z, and there's another person just like me with my same work ethic, and that's not just about talking. We got somebody who's actually serious. There's no way we're not gonna conquer this world. I ain't gonna lie, right? So I knew that was one thing I needed. I'm like, I just couldn't find nobody that was really on that, because everybody loves to talk. Oh, I'm gonna do this is nobody's really about action. People love to talk, but nobody really about action. So I remember after we talked at the event, I didn't even know he was really into entrepreneurship or anything like that. So I'm thinking he just did a little something, and that was really it. So as soon as he told me, I could verify that information was given was legitimate, because I'm like, I've done this thing. I know this thing.
And all
exactly, right? And, went way more in depth with it than me, because he was running the ads. Me, I was just paying freelancers to promote my products. That's what I was doing. So I was like, yo, this guy is actually serious. Like, he really about it. So I'm like, yo, there's no way we're not going to take off together. So right hand of God, once again, that day, I almost cried, because I'm like, yo, God, thank you so much, because this is the day that I know success is around the corner. Right now, mind you, we was both still working a 9-to-5 job, and then I think come to find out, you was working at the same job as me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we was working the same job but different shifts. I would think I was on second shift, he was on morning shift. So we didn't even know we was working the same job. But when we found out, like, oh, say less is over. So he switched shifts. He left the job, then switched shifts, and then to the point where me and him could, like, our shifts overlapped. So I saw him every single day. We would communicate about how we're gonna get to this next level. And just from that alone, a year from that time, right, about a year and a half, we both had 2 6-figure businesses, quit our 9-to-5 jobs, and we're literally living our dream lives, traveling around the world, right, driving the cars that we want, and literally just being able to have the financial freedom, location freedom, and time freedom that we always craved and always wanted, doing high $30,000 to $50,000 months after like a year or 2, right? And our life has never been the same ever since. And from there, we have built more and more like-minded people, which has expanded our business and our overall circle more and more and more. And now we connect with people that's doing 8 figures that we're trying to get to. Now people that's doing 9 figures, right? Connect with so more people and be able to get in the rooms of people that's doing way better than us, because we're not afraid to be in the room and be the little fish, because we understand that, okay, success is within proximity, right? The people who you are around, the people you become, right? If you're surround yourself with broke bums, people who lazy, smoking all day, drinking all day, what's gonna happen, right? Nothing is gonna be how you want it. You're never gonna get anywhere in life, right? So I mean, I don't know if you're gonna touch on that, like how, and like even you, bro, like what made you even learn the power of networking, right? We can talk even about I Am Academy. I know you was in that, right? If you know what that is, we gonna ignore that, right? That's the past. He was
Yeah, what really helped me learn the power of networking and actually see it come to life was obviously like joining a multi-level marketing in the past.
Don't do that.
A multi-level. Well, I'm not totally against it, right? Because the skill sets that I learned joining the multi-level marketing was communicate.
By the way, that's not what he does now, right?
I don't do that right now. I do e-commerce.
He didn't get nowhere with the that's
yeah.
the I Am Academy, the Forex stuff. He didn't get nowhere with that though.
Yeah.
But he did. I remember I even blocked him at the time because he sent me a video. Yo, I'm making 6 figures. I'm like, bro, get blocked. I'm like, bro, this dude trying to scam me, man. That's how I blocked him.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, like more of the story, like the multi-level marketing, like I got to learn how to better like my talking skills,
Yep.
right? And also sales, because you gotta sell people into the multi-level marketing, like the MLM, right? So I learned a lot from joining, even though like the whole product that sold me to want to join was learning how to trade Forex, which that ended up didn't working. I lost thousands of dollars trading Forex, you know, $4,000 of my money and $4,000 of my mom's money.
Oh man.
That I lost trading Forex. But I mean, more of the story is like, you know, networking is very important, because like you never know, and just going out there and talking to people, right? Because that's networking. You're just talking to people until you find out what they do, you find out what they're about, right? And I would just say, yeah, like networking is all about talking, and not just talking to anybody. You can't just walk and talk. You got to go to rooms where you know that when you're talking to somebody, you're talking to somebody of status, you're talking to somebody who actually has something valuable to offer. And same way it goes to you, right? You can't go into a room. Like I know you just mentioned like go in a room where surround yourself with bigger fish, but you can't be the smallest fish, and you can't be the biggest fish in the room. You got to fit in the middle, so you can offer. You have something to offer, and you also have space to receive something from other people, right? So I mean, that's my kind of intake.
Okay, I mess with that. I mess with that. So the reason why he's saying it like that is because of the fact that you don't want to be just feeling like a leech, right? Just sucking off everybody. Pause, right? Just literally just pulling for everybody and not giving them any actual valuable information. So you need to develop your own skill sets so you can actually give them some type of value, so you can actually receive that. So it's not feel like it's just one-sided, right? It's a lot easier to return that, because even for us, we were both broke, working a 9 to 5. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't even say we was living a terrible lifestyle. It was comfortable in the sense that, you know, we're still young, so we didn't really have too much expenses or anything of that sort. But we weren't nowhere where we want to be. We couldn't support ourselves. If we had any kids or anything of that sort, we couldn't support anybody like that. Any of our family, really, right? Just support ourselves. That's really it. Just getting by, really, right? Successful for our age, right? But not really anything significant, right? But when we actually put our heads together, right, we was able to then quadruple 10 times our income, right? Go from making literally $3,000 a month from our 9 to 5 to making them $30,000 a month, right? And I was I was 21 and he was like 18.
And
you know what I'm saying?
You want to know one thing that I actually just realized? That's a 10x.
Yeah.
From 3,000 to 30.
Yeah.
That's a 10x. You know what I'm saying?
It was a 10x.
So it was like, if you look at the time frame it took for us to 10x from making $3,000 to $30,000 and $50,000, which is more than a 10x.
Exactly.
Right? Almost a 20x.
Yeah.
It took us what, like a year to 2 years?
Yeah,
So
I hit my first
thing?
30K month in 7 months.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, look, 7 months to go from doing $3,000 to doing 30K. That's the same thing, but we can 10x right now doing 30K to 300K in like 6-7 months.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
And from 300K to, you know what I'm saying? So like that's for y'all, man. That's for y'all to really understand that, like, yo, you can continuously just keep expanding your income over and over and over. There's no cap, and that's what you get with entrepreneurship, which is why we chose this path, because of the fact that we realize, though, at the end of the day, right, if you work a 9 to 5 job, you trade a direct amount of time for a direct amount of money, there's only so much money you can make. All right, what we do, we could possibly work 3 hours and make $0, but we could also work 3 hours and make $15,000, which I've done before.
Yeah.
Right? Do an hour of work, a few hours of work, make $36,000, $25,000. We've done that before, right? So I want y'all to really understand that, you know, when you get to a field like that, of course, with more like-minded individuals, right, there's no cap to how much money you can make, and y'all can continuously keep growing over and over and over and over, right? So really understand the power of what you have at the palm of your fingertip, really, your phone. This device is the thing we use to, you know, go from making $3,000 to $30,000. You know what I'm saying? At your in our early 20s, right? And he's still what, 22? I just turned 24. He just turned 22. I'm 24, right? So yeah, and we're still continuously growing more and more. We didn't have some crazy months, right? And we can continue to keep growing, and we're trying to get to this next level. We're trying to get to making $1 million a month. That's what we're trying to get to, right? That's what we're trying to get to. But yeah, I mean, I hope y'all enjoy this. We ain't gonna talk too much anymore. I wanna get some feedback from y'all. Let me know down in the comments if you like this POV. I'm thinking I'm gonna start a new revolution with this. Like, I'm the first person to do this. Nobody's doing this. Like
just have a video of you talking.
Yeah, literally just like me talk. So like I got a trademark. Y'all remember this? If you see anybody else doing it, I'm nobody. I ain't get this idea from nobody. I just bought this little device from TikTok Shop. So I'm like, let me test it out. I might even do it here and then another POV here. So you could, if you guys want to see the faces of the people talking, let me know. I want the feedback from y'all. So let me know in the comments if you want to see our faces. So I might have here and then here, but then I might be, you know what I'm saying, I might push this a little bit, you know what I'm saying? So like, this might be different. And especially when I pull up in the Lamb truck, you know what I'm saying? So we in different cars with it. We might be in a Rolls Royce with it. Yeah. Like maybe taking a drive with Dale or something like that, you know? So hey, we got the cars, y'all. So let me know. Like, we can get different perspective. You just want to see this. You don't want to see our faces. This is something new. We're gonna get better mics, because right now I'm just using my iPhone mic. You know what I'm saying? Let me know. This can get really crazy.
DJ mic.
Yeah. This can get crazy, y'all. This can get crazy. This is a new style. Nobody's doing this, y'all. I'm sticking with it, and I'm sticking to it, Let's get it. Appreciate everybody for tapping in.
A car style podcast.
Yeah, bro.
Nah, that's lit.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying, like, bro, like where you're showing the POV of you driving. So y'all having a good intellectual conversation about life or anything of that sort. And literally, you know what I'm saying?
Where y'all gonna be driving to though? Y'all just be driving
gonna drive around. Mess around, go downtown, get something with nice views in the back so they see something nice. Drive by the lake. Let me know what y'all think. Catch y'all in the next one.